Welcome to the video where I explain why do I like American Class 3 Cruiser St. Louis in the World of Warships. Well, let's look at it. As you can see from the sides even, you can see it's pretty much dotted with guns. I love them. You got the ones that can actually turn a lot on the back and on the front, and then you also have the ones on the sides here, giving you quite a big broadside. So we're talking about 14 guns overall. Then there's a secondary guns, but I can tell you from the very beginning, you're not going to be using secondary guns because you're not going to let anybody get that close to you, or you're not going to actually get yourself that close to use them because that would be suicidal. Now, let's look at the modules of the ship itself. Well, this is a fully upgraded ship, so we're going to look at all the upgraded modules. We have 152mm guns, reload time of 9 seconds, turnaround time of guns is 22.5 seconds, but that's not really that important because you can literally shoot out from one side and shoot from the other. You don't really need to wait for something to turn. Even when you're facing on an angle, you're gonna have quite a few shots available. Quite a few guns will be available there to shoot. You can always do at least 4 or 3 shots. Unless you really you're rarely gonna be going straight forward where it's gonna be only one shot. So you're always gonna have a lot of firepower available, and when this thing shoots, it's like a machine gun. It's like boom, 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 because you got that much coming out. So, body-wise, 29,500 hit points, and you got the armor of 6 to 102mm. And if you look at the armor, it's mostly here. Here's your citadel and the guns. The main guns are all protected. And then, of course, you have a conning tower of 38mm, but your citadel is 102. The hit points together taken, all that, you got a lot of ability to survive. You can survive a lot of damage. You can stand toe-to-toe with battleships. And I've done that. I fought South Carolinas, I fought other battleships, and they would be firing at me, I would be firing at them, and it's not like it was not very one-sided affair, I would tell you that. Last time I was fighting in South Carolina, I got sunk by an aircraft, not by South Carolina. Me and South Carolina were going at each other quite a while. I did quite a damage to South Carolina as well. So there you go. The distance of fire is 12.5 kilometers. Good. So nothing to complain here really. And your speed is 22 knots, which is very slow actually. You're not gonna be keeping up with any destroyers, but then you don't need to. You mostly will be sailing with the other battleships. But at the same time, you're gonna find yourself in such situations where you need to go somewhere to help the team, but you're gonna be late. You're always gonna be late to get there. Either you're there or you're not, because as you're sailing there, the team either gonna take care of the problem or will be destroyed by that problem. Alright, well, the final thing is that since you will be paired with actually other class 3 ships, but you're also going to be paired with either class 2, which is fine, or class 4 ships. Class 4 ships includes aircraft carriers, so it's very important that we're going to talk about the fact that this thing has 8 anti-aircraft guns. It's they don't do as much damage, but it's good to have something. Otherwise, if you don't have anything, you are pretty much kind of a freebie for the aircrafts at that point. So there you go. That's from the technical perspective for our ship. Let's go into battle. St. Louis was launched in 1906. It was supposed to be the first ship in what was supposed to be the new Navy of the United States. The ship was planned to be best cruiser as possible. Best speed, best armor, best guns. Kind of a bit impossible because there's always trade-offs. You cannot have everything. And that was a problem. So the ship had a lot of armor. It had to sacrifice a bit on the guns, or because of all that weight, it also had to sacrifice on the speed. So armor, guns, speed trade-off was going around, and as a result, the ship was not considered to be a very successful design. Doesn't mean that it wasn't used. it was used. So it was launched, it was tested until 1907. After that, they decided, well, let's send it to Pacific. That's where the United States wanted the ship. It went around to South America, showing its flag, going to different ports, that kind of stuff. Ended up in South Pacific, where it mostly acted as a training ship. That didn't do much there. It sailed around a bit. It actually was the first ship, a large ship, to enter Pearl Harbor. So it kind of has that kind of distinction. So it sails around, all that good stuff, and eventually, because, like I said, it was not considered to be that successful, it becomes a supply ship already for the 1910s for the submarines. American submarine fleet is using it as a supply ship. It's sometimes a stationary training ship, sometimes it's not. It's part of some, sails around as in reserves and that kind of stuff. So we're going on right now at 3/4 of speed, since we're going to be keeping up with other cruisers and mostly battleships and supporting them. Then World War I breaks out. So what happens then? Well, the United States decides, well, we need to send the ship over to Atlantic. On its way, it picks up a few Marines from different locations. It kind of shuttles them around different from forgot which island from which location, but it ended up moving those Marines to the United States. Then it loaded up the actual troops because it sailed all the way to New York to pick up troops, the American Expeditionary Force, and sailed for France as a part of the convoy. At this point, it was a troop carrier, basically. It could fit a lot of people in it. And so, once it was there in France, it went back again. So, acted as a troop carrier for a bit. Supported the convoys, kind of guarding them at the same time. World War I ends. It acts as a troop carrier now again, bringing the veterans back from the United States. After that, again, goes into training and reserve and that kind of stuff. Doesn't do much. It does actually end up sailing in the Mediterranean. From there, it went into the Black Sea to Crimea, picked up refugees from the Civil War, the Russian Civil War that was going on, and took them to Turkey. Came back, sticks around as a training and reserve ship, like as I mentioned before. And well, then 1930s come along, and there's a Washington disarmament treaties appear, where the number of ships is limited. But this time, St. Louis is considered to be an armored cruiser. It's its own new class of ships, and well, since you have to limit number of ships you have as per those treaties, well, how do you do that? Well, you kind of scrap the oldest ones, right? You're not gonna scrap the newest ones, you can scrap the oldest ones. And well, St. Louis is one of those ships, and they said, well, yeah, let's scrap it. Why do we need it? We don't really need it. Okay, there's an enemy. Sure, we can get it. And there's it goes. See, quite a few shots, and we still have not even presented the full broadside. The enemy. Oh, we actually are shooting armor piercing. We're doing that against the destroyer. That kind of makes no sense. Ooh, torpedoes incoming. Alright, we took that. But that's not the death of us. It's actually, we did the damage, but not that much. Okay, let's shoot at the enemy cruiser a bit more. And there you go, there's our... Alright, let's get out of the firing range.
Torpedoes astern. Torpedoes astern.
That's fine. Up. Let's turn. We actually have a pretty good turning abilities. They're slow, but we can turn. You see, with some of those ships, I already would have rammed that island. All right, so let's. Deal.
Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes astern.
Right. There we go. Firing like a machine gun.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
I think this one's coming for us. Ooh. Alright, I got him. There you go. So far, our large amount of health actually is compensating for the fact that I managed to catch a lot of shells out of the enemy. And there you go, now we're gonna fire at that destroyer. We're gonna slow down so we can do a bit more damage. Good. Put it somewhere there. Let's go to 3/4 back. Battleship is behind the island, so we can't do much here. Oof. People are not very happy with me.
Torpedoes dead ahead. The ship is on fire.
Let's turn around.
Assault, sir.
But sadly I rammed one of my own. Turn around and shoot at that destroyer.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Those torpedoes are not something I'm gonna worry about.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Gonna be somewhere there now. Right, we don't get out of range here. Alright, our team is not doing that great. We actually lost more ships than the enemy so far has lost. I haven't been able to contribute that much here. We'll do this, we're gonna change this by firing at that. Go, quite a few shots. There's another St. Louis. Drop into half speed so we can have more time to shoot that. This is St. Louis. Our spread is not exactly the greatest, but we can work with that. That's coming for us. There we go, good. Wait for it on this side. All right.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Ooh. While we were busy fighting that one. Is firing at us so they can see us, I can't see them. Our detection range of the ship is actually quite high because we are pretty big of a ship. So that's not good. But generally, you know, this you can see how much firepower and how much health this thing has. It allows it to survive all this punishment. And then you can see the enemy St. Louis from the same way, but they managed to survive quite a while. There we go, we sunk that guy.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
Ooh. Now that's substantial.
Critically damaged.
But
It's on fire.
good thing is that if your turret is damaged, you have so many available that you don't need to worry about repairing them. Don't sink, hopefully that guy. Another one, and of course it sinks us. But, you know, there you go. Look at how much we ended up doing in this battle. But how much damage we withstand. That's why you can really like this ship. It's outputs a lot of damage. It's able to take a lot of damage. Yeah, it's a bit slow, but you know what? You end up quite often sailing to near battleships and kind of supporting them using your gunfire. And your armor piercing actually can now pierce somebody's armor. It really can do that. In other ones, it was quite often useless. Here, it's possible to use it. Now, you're not gonna be using all the time because as you can see, sometimes it does not penetrate or does not bounces off, right? So in some cases, you will be against some battleships. You'll still be
The enemy team
using
is taking the lead.
the HE rounds, but not all the time. Well, that's it I have to say about St. Louis and why I like it.